Is it a cocktail, this feeling of joy? Or is what I feel the real McCoy?
So you were the first winner of the Great American Songbook High School Vocal Competition. How did you find out about the competition? How did you hear about it?
Well, I actually heard about the competition from my voice teacher.
Yeah.
She sent out an email to all of us notifying all of her students about the competition, and I saw it and thought, well, this is kind of interesting. I might want to look into this more, and I did, and ended up recording a CD just to say, oh, you know, like, let's just do this for fun, see what happens, and I ended up getting in, which was awesome.
What was your experience with the Great American Songbook before then? I mean, did you listen to this music? Did you like it?
I knew the music.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a strong background in it. It's been a developing love for me, and definitely hearing Michael talk about it makes everyone want to learn about it more.
Right.
Being able to listen to this music since the competition and really falling in love with it, and it's been a great experience learning all of the composers and all of the artists.
Right. How did you pick the songs that you recorded?
For my audition, I sang Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, which I knew because we were doing in show choir.
Yeah.
And I sang All the Things You Are because I knew an artist named Brandon Kuchel who is in New York City, and he did a recording of that song, and I absolutely loved it. But I came to find out once the competition came around that maybe those songs weren't the best for my voice. So I asked my voice teacher what she thought, and I chose The Nearness of You, and I knew a version by Norah Jones. And then she played for me From This Moment On, and immediately I fell in love with it, by Cole Porter. From This Moment On is a great song that shows your entire range, and that was something that I wanted to show off in the competition.
Yeah. Oh, great. What was the experience? Talk about the experience of the competition. And so you submit your CDs, you get accepted. What was the actual academy like? What was it like to work? Did you know who Michael was? Did you know who Sylvia McNair?
Well, Sylvia McNair wasn't there when I did the competition.
Who was it when you...
We had Nancy Davis Booth, who's a professor at Butler.
Right.
And a few other performers. But I did know who Michael was.
Yeah.
And it was exciting because right when I was doing the competition, it was coming out that he was going to be the artistic director of Carmel, of the Palladium and the Performing Arts Center. And which was exciting for me because I'm from Carmel.
Yeah.
But the actual competition was so much fun, and all of the other kids in the competition, we all got really close, and it was just like being with a bunch of friends and learning about music. And for me, it never felt like a competition. It always felt like we were all helping each other and growing with each other. And learning from Michael was probably the best experience because he has been out there and he has met these composers and he knows this music. And it was just very interesting to see his take on certain songs. And it was the kind of thing that you would bring a song to him and he would completely rearrange it, and it would be so much better.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really love about the Great American Songbook, is taking everything that other people have already done, but making it your own.
Right. And so you won the competition.
Yes.
What was that like?
I didn't expect to win because everyone in the competition was so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
And it was thrilling. And I don't know, going to New York's my favorite place in the world.
Yeah.
So being able to go there and sing in Michael's club was incredible and truly an experience I will never forget.
What was that like, to walk on the stage with him, to see all those people in New York City? I mean, what was that?
Well, it was great. We took a cab from our hotel to to Lowe's or Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency, and I walked in and no one was in there because I was early to rehearse. And Rosemary Clooney's pianist played for me.
Oh, wow.
And that was incredible.
Yeah.
And we went through the song once and perfect. And I was like, great, fantastic. So me and my dad sat in the club for a while and kind of waited around, and then people started to show up and we sat at our table. And a few of my friends from home surprised me and showed up at the competition, which was really special to me. And then, you know, we were waiting for him to announce me to come up, and no one knew at the club that I was performing that night. So it was a big surprise, and I don't know, I wasn't nervous, I don't think, if I remember correctly. I don't think I was nervous. I think I was more excited.
Yeah.
And singing in New York was just liberating, I suppose.
Yeah.
It just felt good and felt right. So it was wonderful.
Wow. Well, this was like you so eloquently described what an experience it was to win and to perform on a real, supper club, cabaret club stage in New York City. I mean, not many people get to do that. And then you got to come back home and go to college, and you've made all these plans before all this started. So, how did it affect you? Maybe that's a better way to say it. How did it affect you when you went back to college or started college?
Well, after the competition, I kind of thought that was it, that was the last time I was going to sing, and it was a great last experience. But when I went to college and I had already decided to do business, and I'm a marketing major, opportunities kept coming up because of the competition for me to sing, which was great. And at the time, I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to do or if I wanted to do business. And it was great that I got to do both.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have many different paths that I could take.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, you have time.
Yeah,
But,
I hope.
but you definitely have been performing. You've had some high-profile gigs in the last couple of years. I mean, how do you juggle a marketing major, your studies in college, and performing with Michael Feinstein and David Hyde Pierce and everybody else you've been working with? How do you juggle all of that?
My parents drive me from
Yeah.
Bloomington.
You're enjoying both, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm involved I'm in a sorority,
Yeah.
and I'm the rush chair for my sorority, and I do Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and I think maybe I just think of it one day or 1 week at a time, and I handle it as it comes to me. It keeps me happy, and that's what my goal is.
Right. So we're just now starting to promote the 2012 vocal competition, and this is the first year we're expanding to include regional academies. We're going to be in 11 different states, from New York to California. Students will be able to audition to go to 2-day academies in their region, and then the winners will come here to do what you did.
Oh, cool.
It'll be here in Indianapolis and here at the Center for the Performing Arts. So how would you describe to a high school student now the experience of the vocal academy and competition? Why should they audition? What would they get out of the process?
Personally, it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. And it's just a great opportunity to work with professionals who know this music, who can help you grow as a performer and give you a new insight, especially working with Michael, because he is just so knowledgeable about this music. He's like a walking library about it. And I mean, even if you're not particularly that interested in this music, you will be after the competition. I mean, it's fascinating, and it's incredible that this is the base for all of our American music. And to be able to learn about that with people who know it so well is incredible, and it's a direct source to that era. It's great to be able to share that with other people my age, and be able to say, I know about this music because of this competition.
Right.
And be able to share that with other people.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us, and it's great to catch up with you after these few years, and I'm so glad to see you're doing so well, and we can't wait to see what you're doing next.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is you.